How you doing? Gypsy-D here. Just put out a video for consolidation for modules 5 and 6, and I had a few good lessons in there that I figured I should extract from there and expand a little bit on them. This one here is about your finger stretches, your beginner finger stretches. And I think I should add a couple of things into this. When you're starting off on anything new, always start it off slow, like super slow. Start it off slowly, and then you'll get faster at it. But this isn't a fast exercise anyhow, so it doesn't matter. Always start slow. Positive finger placement. I wanted to put a couple of add-ons on that. Positive finger placement. Making sure your finger is in the right spot when you're doing it. So generally, you start out from fret 5, but you can start with fret 7 or even down to fret 9, depending on how much stretch you have in your fingers. Anyway, we'll start with fret 5. So you don't want your finger too far back because you got to put too much pressure down to hit it. You don't want your finger on top of the fret because you get that weird like hum. You want it just in behind. You want to do that on every one, just in behind. You're going to be taking your time, so it's a good idea to make sure you get that. Now, hit notes you don't, doesn't matter at first. You want to hit them, but it's not as important as a finger stretching. Now, that's your first one. You're going to do that for 2 minutes for a few sessions. Now, Justin doesn't add this, but I do this in stages. The second stage to this is, excuse me, putting it into that, but also having your minimal finger movement. So you're keeping your fingers really close to the strings on your guitar and keeping them in line as you're going down. When you're first doing it, if you have to look down after a bit, make sure that at first don't do it at first. Try to get where you want it, like just looking down at the frets and then move them down one. If you have to feel for that fret, it's okay, there it is, right there. Okay, then it's okay. I think I'm in the right spot. You look for a second, but okay, look, I gotta adjust that a little bit. Move it back up, and then do the same thing again. But for most of it, you don't want to look down if you don't think you have to. So minimum movement exercise at stage 2. Stage 3, I actually have a stage 3 of it now. It's by stage 3, and it's going to be when you feel you're comfortable at it. I should also mention that the stage 2, if you can, do it in 5-minute increments. It's a little bit better because you're going to be taking your time anyhow, and a song is 5 minutes. If you can do it, if you can't, it's all good. So stage 3 is actually doing your minimal finger movement, and you're also going to be adding in your minimal finger pressure. So what you're going to be doing is you're going to be adding and just pressing it down until you get to just that. Because okay, look, it's like a buzz, and just before it buzzes, you press it just a little bit more. And that's where that note is. Do the same thing again in the next one. Next one. And trying to keep my fingers all at the same time. Keep my fingers close and close. Do the same thing down below. My fingers really where I need to be. And then doing that for 10 minutes. Now, if you can't do the whole session, like even the 2-minute session, the 5-minute session, or 10-minute session, either one of them, take a second. Give your hand a little shake, give it a massage, and take it easy. Now, stop the clock, or don't stop the clock. It's up to you. It's a preference. Go on. So anyways, those are 2 stages. Justin doesn't have in his, but I found that really helped me, and that's what I'm teaching my students that I do have right now, and it seems to be okay. Anyways, oh yes, and pain, finger pain. If it really hurts, you don't want that. If you feel like awkward, like sore, it's working it, that's what you want, but you don't want pain. Pain's bad. Uh, so when you're doing it, if it feels like it, oh my god, painful, pain, just don't do it so much, and eventually you'll be able to get that pinky or your other finger to eventually go over or bring it down a fret or two, and you should be fine. Okay, so we've got that, and there's one other thing I wanted to mention before anything. Any kind of finger expanders or finger strengtheners, stay away from those. It's mostly a big gimmick for money. Finger expanders can actually cause extreme problems, and realistically, a finger expander is going to bring your fingers to a certain spot, but you need them to be in exact positions on here, and that's not what it's going to teach you. And it changes as you come up the fret, so stay away from experience by a complete waste of time. Same thing with the finger strengtheners. You know how you get better at that? You play this. That's how you get better at that. That's how you get your finger strength and all that. Say for bar chords. No, because I can play a bar chord without even putting my thumb back there. See, my thumb is not even on there. Leave it down there. And I can hit that without that thumb. So that thumb is, and the fingers on here, this finger, yeah, but I just keep on doing the other stretches that I showed you, and you're going to be just fine and dandy, guaranteed. Anyways, enjoy the rest of her. So that's why Justin got us to do our beginner finger stretches. Now to start off your beginner finger stretches, you want to be on your 5th fret. And all it is you do one finger at a time, starting the 5th fret, and the 6th fret, 7th fret with your finger. You want to do it really slowly and surely, and hitting the notes isn't as important as making sure you're feeling that stretch as you're doing it. We go down a string, do the same thing, one at a time. Now, the idea is not to do it fast, to do it slowly and feel that stretch. Now, if it's too much for you, you can't do that complete stretch, and bring it down to like the 7th fret and start down the 7th fret. And then, well, here I am going right into a lesson. It is what it is. So anyways, that is how you start off. You do that all the way down, then all the way back up. So you know, all of a sudden I'm going to go a little faster just because we go. Keep on going. Right down the whole line. Taking your time because you want to feel the stretch. But, like I said, you're not too worried about it. On the way up, it's about keeping your fingers down. And I might as well say, now I'm going to go way up here just to show that I can do it all the way up to the top. So I'm under my advanced finger stretches, so shouldn't be too awful bad. So the idea is when you're up here, your fingers aren't going to be as curled. You want to try to be as perpendicular to the side. They might be a little bit slide, but you don't want too much. You want them almost straight out from that line as you can, which can be difficult. As you can see now, my pinky is always going to be odd because I'm missing a 1/4 inch of that pinky. I had to play that completely different. Anyways, so one at a time, all the way down, as close to it as you can, taking your time. Now up here, my fingers aren't as curled as much, and this finger is actually almost like it's deadening the bottom 3 strings anyhow. And that's no big deal when we're doing this. We're just looking for the stretch. As you're coming down, the closer you get down to the bottom, I should mention my thumb is in back, pretty much straight. I mean, it might have a little bit of an angle to it, but you want it straight, and you want it pretty much, I mean, you're going to find that comfy spot. For me, it's almost right in line with my second finger. For me. Almost in line with the second finger. And it's pretty much, it's hard to show, I guess. Down there, that's where my thumb is. Up top. Pretty much behind. As it goes down, my thumb will slowly come down with it as the frets go. And as I come down, keeping my finger, I mean, depends on your thumb, your position, but you don't want it out to the side like that. You're going to cause yourself issues. You don't want it in like that. You're going to cause yourself issues again. You want up here-ish. And that also, and it's because it's more like a pinch, so you can feel it back in here more than anything. Anyways, so as you're coming down, I'll go right down to the bottom string. When you get down to the bottom strings, your fingers, you want them to be even more curled in like that. You're going to have more of a curl. You're not going to be touching the strings at all. But as you come up, your fingers start to have less curl as you come up, but still trying to be perpendicular and keeping your fingers as close to the frets as you possibly can. This is a good time to practice minimal finger movement, which is keeping those fingers, you know, close to the frets as you can. Out. Whoa, see that? I have my finger out? I don't want that. Take it, he's come in. And when I go to the next one, I'll take my time. I'll make sure those fingers stay where they need to be. I don't want them flying way out here. I want them to be in. So I want them flying out here. I want them to be in. So I need to try to keep my finger, that minimal finger movement. Oh, there's my thumb thinking again. And we go all the way down slowly. No mention known for this at all. Start from the top. Let's remember, get closer. Try to keep an eye out and keep in mind to keep those fingers as long as you can without having them flying around. It will definitely help you out, and it's a good way to practice this particular exercise easily. And you want to take your time anyhow, so doing that makes you think even more. So, okay, I need to keep it still. There's my next finger. That one goes there. So, in the end, you're helping yourself out big time. I'm just going to speed up a little bit just because. Show you guys that wrong string. I can do the exercise here. And, you know, taking your time and feeling that. I can actually feel that, but it's not bad for me. And in the end, he does that for 2 minutes. That's your starting time, is 2 minutes. 3-minute blocks. But for me, in the end, once I got so far, I boosted that up to about 5 minutes. I figure a song is roughly 5 minutes. So if I can do that 5 minutes for bar chords or power chords, it really helped me be able to get the grips much better quicker. All right. Enough of that. On to the next thing. So that one there is actually so you can get your C chord. And C chord. You want to get in that top string and have the rest of them all ring out. Well, I hope that helped you guys out a little bit and expanded your minds. It was fun to do. Gypsy-D out of here. Later.